Welcome to Friday Takeaway. I'm Charlotte Chong, joined by Sulhi Azman. So what happened this week was, other than new Harry Potter was out a couple of days ago, what happened actually this week?
Well, Charlotte, we have natural disasters coming into across the world. Typhoon Nida shuts Hong Kong, airports were closed, stock exchange were halted from the trading. Elsewhere, we have Hurricane Earl at Honduras and also the Caribbean countries. It's not a good week, for some countries because of these natural disasters.
We also see more terrorist attacks coming out from the European countries. One woman was actually killed in London, with 5 hurt in central London in a knife attack.
Anyway, we have Olympic Games this week starting.
Olympic Games held in Rio de Janeiro, but I think they are running into big problem because the games actually cost about 4.1 billion US dollars, and I don't think they can afford this kind of money. Now, bad news for us. A local Chinese newspaper yesterday, they reported saying that MSM Holdings Berhad, they have gotten green light from the government to increase refined sugar to up to 2,500 ringgit per metric ton, which is bad for us because we will see that what will increase? Everything will increase. Our food, our drinks, our teh tarik every morning will increase.
Yes, of course. The increase in sugar prices will also have a domino effect into other beverages. Companies like FNN, will also be impacted by the recent increase in the sugar prices.
Also, August is a ghost month, whereby we will see lesser transaction, and people always say that people do refrain from buying stocks and selling stocks during this month. Now, moving on to Bursa Malaysia, to this morning, it was traded at about 1,657.4 points, up about 2 points. Yesterday, it closed about 1,655.29 points. It's actually slightly increased from last Friday's closing of 1,653 points.
KLCI has been trading in 1,600 points. There are talks that some analysts are even saying it could actually reach to 1,007 or 1,008 by the year end.
I'm actually not convinced.
Yes, I'm also not convinced as well. The current scenario and the situation, may not warrant for the KLCI to reach that expected levels. But anyway, earnings seasons continue to colour this week for Bursa Malaysia.
Now, TA actually rolled out reports this morning saying that, like what you say, stocks should extend the recent recovery, and they say it will help by rebound of oil prices and stimulus from interest rates cut by the Bank of England. Now, moving on to Frasers and Neave, F&N, third quarter result, revenue was actually up by 1.8% to 1 billion ringgit.
Well, net profit was up by 13% to 93 million ringgit. But Charlotte, this company FNN is a slight indicator or a reflection of the consumer sentiment. So it means that revenue up by 1.8%. People are still buying. Have some sort of purchasing power.
People still need to eat and drink.
Correct. But then they say the Malaysian economy shows signs of uncertainty with weak consumer sentiment stemming from higher cost of living as well as imported inflation effects.
Now, major competitors, they are offering smaller packets, like other than F&N, we see Dutch Lady or we see Nestle. Their products are probably in smaller packets, but we see that consumer spending is still ongoing because people do still need to eat and drink, although we wouldn't know how bad the economy will be, right?
Right, and moving on to MISC Berhad, now MISC second quarter results, are released this week. They see prolonged weakness in the oil and gas market. Earnings surged 81% to 1.34 billion, boosted by the net acquisition of subsidiaries. Net gain was 847.3 million ringgit. It certainly was a very good quarter for MISC, but they also expect that the current situation in the oil and gas will continue to remain challenging
throughout 2016. That's what the chairman said yesterday. Now, UOB Kay Hian actually rolled out a report this morning on this company, MISC Berhad. They maintain a whole rating with TP 8 ringgit 10 cent.
Now, Malaysian Marine and Heavy Engineering, another one of the MISC companies as well, they also announced earnings second quarter. Earnings changed by 2/3 to 43.89 million ringgit due to lower contributions from offshore segment and also non-cash impairment. Now, CEO Dato' Abu Fitri also came out to say yesterday that the tough operating environment in the upstream segment will continue into 2017.
Interesting stock this week, Messiniaga Berhad.
Yeah, Messiniaga, this is one of the company that has a very nice tower along Subang. If you were driving there, they saw a huge jump in stock. Somebody is making serious money there. Now, yesterday, Charlotte, this company, the stock jumped by 29% from 85 cent to 1 ringgit and 10 cent. I think they are just waiting the time for Bursa to slap them with UMA, but because we don't really see any new categories going on with Messiniaga.
Now, this company actually, they distribute a range of IT products and provides related services as well. Now, in April this year, I dig out some news. Messiniaga actually accepted a contract value from Telecom Malaysia worth about 145.93 billion ringgit. Now move along to OCK Group Berhad. It was suspended in the trading of shares yesterday from 2 to 5 pending for announcement. Earlier they actually announced saying that they are buying Vietnam telco company which is named Southeast Asia Telecommunications Holdings Private Limited for $50 million.
Which means that OCK Group Berhad is going to enter into Vietnam, expanding their presence there. You know, they're tapping onto the population, onto the infrastructure, and this company that they're acquiring has a very large base of telecommunication towers, 1,938
close
towers.
to 2,000 telecommunication tower. And I see a lot of companies, not just this company, they are slowly expanding to Southeast Asia like Vietnam and Myanmar. And the next company that I'm going to mention is Genting and Pavilion Group, because yesterday they said they signed an agreement with Vietnamese developer. They are developing a tract in Ho Chi Minh City worth some 24 billion ringgit.
Wow, interesting to see Genting Group and Pavilion Group, you know, making their names in emerging markets such as Vietnam. And I think we also have Kuskapi Berhad going on for this week, right?
Correct. So Kuskapi Berhad, our last company that we are going to mention, they actually are in food and beverage industry management solutions software provider. So it's IT and F&B together. Shares increased 40% to 14 cents from 10 cents on July 25th. So what happened was this company, they are going to supply self-ordering tablets to a Chinese restaurant chain. Imagine how big the Chinese market is.
Yes.
So they expect to receive about 151 million ringgit over the next 6 years. Now, Ajisen actually currently owns 634 restaurants in China. Now, next week, we will see more corporate earnings to come. Now, listing of HSS Engineers Berhad on the ACE market, they are raising close to 40 million ringgit. Now, Sulhi, just a note, because I asked for an interview with HSS Engineers Berhad, and they actually didn't want to talk in front of camera. They are camera shy.
Anyway, Inter-Pacific Research, has a buy call on this stock. Target price of 60 cents as they peg against the 16 times PE.
Now, listing proceeds of about 40 million ringgit. 47% of that, or 15 million ringgit, they will be used to expand its business into India. 19% to expand into water sector, 9% into power sector. Now, their order book right now is at 366 million ringgit.
Now, Charlotte, HSS Engineers, they have received oversubscription in their IPOs, and I think it will color the stock market because we have not seen. I mean, we've seen quite a listings this year, right?
Actually, this year listing was not as interesting as the year before, last year actually. Now that's all we have today. For more information, please pick up a copy of weekly or daily from All Good News Sense.
And of course, Charlotte, before we go there, sorry to interrupt you there. For those who are running for Standard Chartered Marathon this weekend, have a safe run and stay safe.
Thank you for watching.